everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. I obviously did not make a video last weekend, and that is because I was very busy. I will talk about that in a subsequent video, probably next weekend, because I'm also very busy this weekend. It's just been a little crazy on the weekends, but a good crazy, sort of getting out and doing things, which is something I was not doing for a while, so it's nice to be able to get out and experience life, as it were. But this video, like I said in the last video, will be about the lab work I had done. I had it done on, April 27th, before I went on a ketogenic diet, which I'll make another video about also. That will probably be the next one because things have been interesting in that regard. But anyway, lab work, it's still horrible. There's no other way to describe it. I think I had 15 different lab tests run, 13 of them were normal, 13 were abnormal, only 2 were normal. And that's been sort of the trend. Most things are not normal. And when they're not normal, they are normally really not normal. So I'm still having the elevated hemoglobin and hematocrit. We don't really know why that's going on. It could be an inflammation response. My fibrinogen is still elevated. That has to do with blood clotting. My uric acid is elevated, which normally when uric acid is elevated, people think of gout, but for me, it's most likely a response to inflammation. My CRP and ESR, or erythrocyte sedimentation rate, both markers of inflammation, are, you guessed it, elevated. My cystatin C, which is a kidney measure, is elevated. It's about the same as it was about 6 months ago when I had it done in December, so not like a huge change to the kidneys, but it's still a little higher than it was. Ferritin, which has to do with iron, is elevated. My iron panel, so the iron, the transferrin saturation and all that, actually all that was normal this time, which it had not been, so that's better at least. My insulin actually went even higher. It almost doubled from the month before, and I have no idea why. Don't know what's going on with insulin. I'll talk more about insulin at the end. My comprehensive metabolic panel was abnormal. I had my fasting glucose was a little high, not too high. It was 103. So, not horrible. My CBC, as I've already mentioned, my hemoglobin and hematocrit were elevated. I also have some other things that are elevated or not normal, but that's more like a chronic illness type of wonkiness that happens. I did get a lipid panel because one of the things I'm interested in is what my cholesterol does when I go ketogenic, and even though I had cut out red meat for almost the 2 weeks before getting the test done, my LDL actually went up. I don't really understand what's happening with my LDL. When I get labs done through my dietitian, and that's ordered through Quest, my LDL in March was about 50 lower than it has been on either side of it, so 50 lower than what I had in December and of what I had done in April. So I don't know what's going on with that. In June, I do plan on getting more lab work, of course, to see what happened with the ketogenic diet, and I will be getting the labs from Quest from my dietitian, as well as labs from the hospital, so I can compare this LDL, because this is just really weird to me. And then we also did a random urine sodium to see if how the fluid retention was going basically, and I did have low sodium. So because of that, I did change some of my diuretic timing to hopefully smooth that out some. So I am not sort of rebounding retaining fluid and salt after taking all my diuretics at one time, so I did spread them out some. I just started doing that this week. I may or may not do another spot urine in June. I'll have to think about it. If it is, I guess since I made a change, it would be nice to know if the change worked, so we might do a spot urine. But yeah, basically everything was abnormal, and some things, as I said, are very abnormal. My insulin, having almost doubled from March, was not expected. I don't know. No one really knows what's going on with the insulin, but everyone sort of agreed, and by everyone I mean me, my primary care, and the dietitian, that of everything wrong at the moment, insulin is one of the only things that's directly, ideally actionable. And I say ideally because my body isn't responding how bodies normally respond when I make dietary changes. But in a normal body, if you go ketogenic, your insulin levels should be lower because you're not eating the carbs, so you shouldn't be secreting as much insulin to keep your blood sugar in line, because you shouldn't be eating things to spike your blood sugar to begin with, in theory. My body can still spike with certain things, so right now I'm trying to finish up those things and make sure I eat them after eating a high-fat meal so I don't spike too high. And right now that thing is milk. Milk will spike me, so I am trying to sort of eat a high-fat breakfast, like eggs and something, sausage, bacon, whatever. And then like a half an hour and 45 minutes later, drink milk until the gallon of milk, the quart of milk I have is gone, because I don't want to waste the milk, but I also don't want to just drink it on its own because it does spike me. I was also really excited because something I read yesterday had mentioned pickles, and there are these pickles I really like, and I was like, oh, they'd be good. So I went out and got those yesterday, and wouldn't you know it, they have sugar in them. So I had 2 servings of these pickles, so 6 pickles. Pickle slices, not like pickle spears. 6 pickle slices. Now they are thick slices, keep that in mind. It's kind of spiked me into like the ones in the low 170s. So I cannot snack on those pickles, which I am very bummed about because they are very good. Shouldn't be eating the pickles anyway because of the sodium, but as I said in the last video, I'm sort of not tracking sodium right now at least. I'm just sort of getting in ketosis and seeing what happens with that. And in June, we will redo a lot of this lab work and see if anything's better. I am losing an itty bitty bit of weight. Nothing drastic. It will be interesting to see what the diuretic does when I take it before bed. I only do that once per week because I basically don't get any sleep that night normally, because I am up peeing and normally lose about 8 pounds. So it'll be interesting to see if that still happens with the ketogenic diet and the diuretic changes. I think that's going to be it for this video. It is long enough. I am going to keep recording though. I am going to record another video talking about the ketogenic diet thus far and how my body is responding to what I'm eating, because it is weird. I guess which was par for the course. But that's going to do it for this one. I hope you're having a wonderful day whenever it is you are seeing this. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.